Today we're going to draw a multi-view image from a JPEG and then turn it into a oblique drawing. The first thing we'll do is we'll import a JPEG, put the JPEG down and trace it. Once it's traced, you want to accurately measure and draw guides to get your measurements and write them down. The next step would be to select the line tool, double click the rotation tool, and set the rotation to be 30 degrees. Click OK, and then deselect and move your guide that you're going to line up. It should be lined up with the little center X here. Command 2 is lock selection. Command L locks everything. Okay, here is your guide. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to measure at an angle back the length of this whole thing. So a 1/2 inch plus 2.5 inches plus 3 32 seconds is 3 inches and 30 seconds of an inch. So we will take our smallest circle, which relates to this edge right here. We will drag that back into space at 3 32 inches. Well, we will set 0 point here and make it much easier. Once 0 point is set, you'll hold the Option key and drag a copy. Drag that copy up to 3 32. There is 4 30 seconds, and we want half of that. And then move it down and line up the center dot with the arrow. Now we're going to drag a copy of this circle right here. Hold the Option key, move it a bit, hold the Shift key down just for a second here. Don't want it to go off too far. We're going to drag it. I'm not holding the Shift key anymore. And what we're doing is we're going to hit Command Y, which toggles into outline mode, and we're going to set the center of this with, let's see, I'll delete that little bit of junk there, center of this to this. Now this is, we're just going to measure from here, center of the last circle, and we want this circle to be, grab it right here, this circle to be at 32. From here to here is the 30 seconds of an inch. There's 4 30 seconds. Let's see here. Right there is 16 30 seconds. There's 8 30 seconds. There's 4 30 seconds. So right there is 3. And that is where we want to be. So let's just mark it with guide and bring the guide over here. And right here is where we want this square to be. Sometimes it's just easier to work with guides. And we're going to move using our arrow key on our arrow keys on our keyboard. That sets the end, this spot right here, and I'll Command Y out, getting a preview. Now this one needs to be sent to the front, so it's Object Arrange and send to the front, and that will pull that above this. Now we can fill this with white. It will help us keep track of our, we're going to send this image right here. It's kind of going in between these two things, kind of disrupting the way it looks, but it'll be okay. Now from here down to where the neck is of this bolt is 2.5 inches, so we're going to pull 0 point to this spot right here. And then we're going to measure from there to 2.5 inches. So we'll pull a guide right here to 2.5 inches right here. It is, and that would measure from here, relating to this circle, to here, relating to this guide where I've measured at 2.5 inches. So this means that this piece right here, which is 4 circles lined up at 3 inches, right there, it's 3 inches, and the second circle, or the second hexagon, is lined up at 1/2 inch. And so I'll pull a second one, hold the Option key, and line this up. And I'm going to use this guide here, unlock my guides. Get this guide unlocked, there we go. And we're going to unlock it. I forgot I had locked it up here, so I'll unlock all. And that guide, we're going to measure from this point here, and keeping this from here here to this point here should be 1/2 inch. And so we'll pull another guide 3 inches, and wherever that intersects this line is where the face should be. That looks like a pretty big 1/2 inch, but we are zoomed in pretty heavily, and so we'll place this in the center. Actually, it should be in the center of these. Here. Okay. And range, send it back. Okay, now we have the head, we have the body here, and now we can start filling in our object, putting a skin on it. We will click, 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 and press and drag. You can be kind of sloppy underneath here because it's going to be, it's not going to show. We want a fill of white, so we'll fill that with white, and align it under view here to get this showing, but really it's hidden, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to select this, fill it with white, and then Command Y to show what we've got. This fill right here, this object needs to be arranged and bring to the front. Then this one here, the same thing. We want a fill in it. We want to arrange and bring to the front. And now we just need a skin to cover the head of the bolt. We'll use the pen tool. Oops, and that pen tool just minused something, so I'm going to start in the middle here and start going around the pen. Okay. Keep clicking on every corner, and I should have those locked. That's why it's giving me some trouble. We're going to go to View. I'm going to change, actually we're going to change that fill to something that we can actually see. And there it is. It's filled in. Here, just tell it to have a black line and a white fill. Okay. Black line, white fill, and click this little black line, white fill thing. There is our object. This can be deleted. And this is the tool. Now we will put some lines in here to add detail. That will help delineate the edges of this bolt and give it some edges. And that's the lesson for today.